course, we're going to make a lot of progress very quickly. And with that, let's move on. Let's do it. Our first offseason. In terms of player retirements, only guy that we really would care about is Dave Robish. And that's really it. So, see you later, Dave. In terms of historic changes, a player fouled in transition with a clear path to the basket will receive 2 free throws and retain possession of the ball. That has been accepted. The San Diego Clippers are moving to Los Angeles. There is a uniform update for both the Jazz and the Pacers. So there you go. Off to Los Angeles. Go the Clippers. And in terms of the league meetings, nothing else was approved. All league teams will be positionless. That would actually be pretty sick. Fair enough. Our first ever draft lottery, and it won't be all that exciting. Because this is what it looks like in 84. And shout out to Galeno for the 57 months on the primer. Galeno, welcome back. A 50-50 shot between the Rockets and the Mavericks for the number 1 pick. Who will it be? The Dallas Mavericks, thanks to the Cleveland Cavaliers, will have the number 1 selection in the draft. Honestly, that is tremendous news for both of us in a sense, because it means 2 of the best players in this draft class will be in the Western Conference, and the path to a championship won't have to directly go through them in conference. But you get a look there. I have the 14th overall pick. Chat does not have a single first rounder this year. So there you go. That is the situation for this first year draft. Oh, look at Michael Jordan. Look at David Stern's mustache. Here we go. The 1984 NBA drafts. And with the first overall pick, the Dallas Mavericks select Hakeem Olajuwon. Which, as we've learned in the past, having a dominant big man in this era means a lot, so it's not necessarily the wrong pick. So Dallas goes with Olajuwon. He will play for a Texas-based team, just not Houston. The Rockets, meanwhile, select Charles Barkley. So Charles goes to Houston. Oh, man, Michael Jordan's going to Washington early, isn't he? Barkley goes second. The Washington Bullets at 3 select Michael Jordan. There you go. It happened just 20 years, almost 20 years early. Michael Jordan's off to Washington. That is bad news for us, but we were going to have to deal in conference with one of the big 3. Just turns out that if either one of us want to win a title anytime soon, we got to go through MJ and Washington. The Pacers at 4 select John Stockton. That is horrific news for us, as we might have avoided Olajuwon and Barkley, but we will have to end up with Jordan and Stockton in our conference. The Kansas City Kings at 5 select power forward Kevin Willis. Of course, they elected to keep that pick because it was top 10 protected. The now LA Clippers at 6 select Del Bledsoe and his lovely mustache. Philadelphia at 7 take Sam Perkins, MJ's teammate at UNC. The New Jersey Nets at number 8 take Jared Jenkins. The Trailblazers at 9 take Byron Randall. Del Bledsoe ain't real. Yeah, correct. I didn't feel the need to point it out because I thought people would be able to tell because he looks so different from actual players. But we're not going to be able to stop real players from being generated, even though I turned the class quality down to 0. So At number 10, the Phoenix Suns take Sam Bowie. I was really hoping he'd fall to me, to be honest. Oh, goodness. Atlanta at 11. Another generated dude. This one out of Hungary. Sike Garay. San Antonio at 12. Take Alvin Robertson. And Milwaukee at 13. Michael Cage. So please give me a trade offer. Fuck. All right, well, I got to make this pick. Otis Thorpe is out there. Old Cecil Mills. Cecil. Right. Well, I don't even have that many people properly scouted. I am just throwing a dart at the board here, aren't I? I really am. It's got to be Otis Thorpe. It's got to be. Welcome to Chicago, Otis. Welcome to Chicago. Oh, goodness. All right. Well, if we hit sim the next user pick, I'm back on the clock at number 29 in the second round. Oh, God. There's just going to be very, very, very little to go off of. There's Tim McCormick, Kenny Simpson, Tetsuya Naito, apparently. Let's see. I mean, it's just throwing a dart at the wall here, isn't it? I'm going to go for Tim McCormick. Why not? Come on down, Tim. Big Tim. Yeah, Big Tim. There's not much else going on, and that is it. So, literally no picks for Chat's Cavaliers in Season 1. As again, Olajuwon goes first, Barkley, Jordan, Stockton, and then the quality starts to dip there a little bit. The Kings with Kevin Willis. To take a look at 14, Otis Thorpe was at least a 76 for me, which isn't that bad. Looks like he was the best player left on the board to take. I'm okay with that. In round number 2, I end up with McCormick, who's a 70, so that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Okay. Well, that is the rather anticlimactic first-year draft. Chad, of course, has no one to sign. I'll bring in both Thorpe and McCormick. No worries there. In terms of any team options, nothing going on either side. That brings us to qualifying offers. So to look at Chat's team first, the only guy you have to worry about is Dylan Maxwell, but he's a 62 overall at 22 years old with a D+ potential. There is zero reason to keep him. For me, Terrell Oliver is a 55. He's gone. Michael Holton. That's about as good as he's going to get. He's not going to have any trade value. And JJ Jennings. To be honest, I'm going to let go of all these guys. You guys should let go of Maxwell. Let's just move on. So free agency. Chicago with negative $1.68 million in cap space. Cleveland with sub 700 grand in cap space. So neither of us will be doing a damn thing in free agency right now. In a year with Jim Paxson, Joe Barry Carroll, Bill Cartwright, David Thompson, Andrew Toney, and Bob Lanier at the top. Now, there is money on cap hold. We'll see what that looks like in a second. And indeed, that'll give us the option to sort through here. So for the Cavs, of course, you were going to let go of Maxwell. You do have a cap hold on Jeff Houston, which you could let go of. That would free up some of the cap space. I mean, he's 26 and a 76. The cap hold doesn't even guarantee that he'll come back either. So, in theory, you could keep the trade exceptions. But, well, then even then, you don't even really have to keep the trade exceptions. And now I'm waiting. Give me a second here. Give me exception. Give me exception. Give me a second. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for the annual. I'm waiting for the annual. What's a trade exception message in the chat? Because it always happens. It always happens. For the record, you're going to want to renounce rights. It just has to do with the cap space, right? So, in theory, your best play to free up cap space is just to drop all these guys. Makes your team worse, right? I mean, Phil Hubbard, you can bring him back. Maybe you get something. Or not Phil Hubbard, because he was on the renounce rights anyway. Let's say Granger was furious. No. It said that John Garris was furious. So if there's any disagreements, let me know. But unless you wanted to keep a cap hold for old Jeff Huston. Again, World Be Free and Phil Hubbard are both on trade exceptions. So no reason to reserve that cap space, And to be honest, for me in Chicago, I'm going to be looking at doing the same thing so that I can become a little bit more cap compliant. Yeah, there's nobody there where I'm like, oh my God, I have to keep this guy. Even Steve Johnson, I don't care. So it might not allow us to do much right now in terms of free agency. We should keep the rights on Huston, try to sign up preferred rights. Technically, yes. But you have to ask yourself, how much are you actually going to be able to get from him in a trade? That's the risk, right? You could go for him, but is he even going to have that good a trade value? I mean, he's a 76. I'm not even going to worry about Steve Johnson. Then again, Johnson wants more than Huston. So, speak now or forever hold your peas in regards to this particular setup. Speak now or forever hold your peas. Steve Johnson, more like Steve Harvey. Keep you free. That's not how it works. All right, we're moving on. So again, this will, depending on what ends up happening with these guys, it'll be fine overall. Potentially free up cap room. So the Cavs now have $1.5 million in space. Top free agent out there is Andrew Toney. We both have about the same amount of cap space. So in theory, you could go for an Andrew Toney. You could go for a Robert Reed or somebody who you think might be worth a sign and then try to flip. Or you could just say, nope, fuck it. So that's kind of the option there, is do you sign someone with the express purpose of trading them, or do you say, nope, let's just hold on to the cap space and not risk our team being better early in the season because you signed somebody half decent? I can check player potentials, yeah. So a couple of guys up at an A. Landsberger's 29 years old, though. 32, 30, 25, 73 overall, Lorenzo Ramar. 21 for Norm Rodman. A- potential to 71. Hugh Perry's a 65 at 22 years old. Clark's terrible. Turner, 25. Tolbert, 25. You got Terry Teagle, 24-74. 25-73. And then down to B pluses with John Grieg. I'll tell you right now, if you go after Norm Rodman, I'm competing with you for him. So, because clearly he would be the best young player to sign. So if you guys want to go for Rodman, all well and good, but I'm going to throw an offer at him too, more than likely. Again, we are each allowed one signing. Then again, maybe I won't. Or will I, brother? All right, chat wants an offer in on Norm Rodman. You could give him a max of a 4-year deal. He's going to want about $150K. You could backload it just for when the salary cap goes up, because why not? It's not like it's going to cost that much. Any disagreements about sending this guy this offer? Any disagreements at all? Let me know. Let me know. Going once. for Mr. Rodman. Going twice. Sold. All right. For my Bulls. Shout out to Palms fan, by the way, for the 53 months. Palms, welcome back.
Jeez.
How the heck are you?
Guy with the Patriots jacket, and of course he's been asked to leave the ball game for ruining a good piece.
Would go into the running. Andrew Toney. No one's really sent him anything close to what he wants. My team made the playoffs this past year anyway. I'm going to go for the home run shot of bringing in an Andrew Toney. Yeah. Let's see. Did that not even get us up there? No, it did. There it is. So yeah, I'm going to go for the big home run shot of trying to bring in Andrew Toney for the express purpose of trying to trade him. That's my game plan. Neither of us have had an offer accepted. Andrew Toney is coming to Chicago. Norm Rodman heading to Cleveland. There we go. We both got the targets we were after. Thought you were going for Rodman too. I lied. Deception. Terms of player progression after 1 year. Woolridge up to an 85 for me. Toney up to an 84, so his value just went higher. Quentin Daly, Ennis Watley. I'm at a risk of this team making the playoffs again, but if I get the trade offers that I want, I'm going to get big-time returns. For the Cavs, Cliff Robinson did go up to an 83. You have Woodson and a couple of guys now approaching, the high 70s mark. And you're going to end up with some filler players on that roster. So, interesting scenario for both teams so far. And I actually don't know if there's a good 85 draft class. But we're going to take a look. Let's see if we can find a solid 1985 draft class here. With a decent amount of downloads. I don't know why that says 85 and 87, but I don't like it. 1985. Huff's Hoops. What the fuck does that mean? Well, there's two of them. I suppose I would trust this one. I suppose I would. And if anything's like drastically fucked up with any of the classes, we can always just edit a player. It'll fuck over whoever drafted them, but we'll pay attention to stuff like that. But I don't even know how many players are actually missing from the 85 drafts. NBA 2K24 missing players, my era. I don't know if anyone has a full list. 84 class, 85 class. Hold on, let me check here. I think I found what I was looking for. Maybe not. Yep, I did actually. Hold on. It's like Barkley. Apparently from the 85 class, like John Battle, Terry Catledge. No major names are missing from that 85 class. I'm good with it. Let's give it a shot. And if anybody screws us over, we will shame them. Absolutely shame them. So let's first and foremost go over the rosters again for this year. Just a glancery look. Okay, there were auto signings already. Cool. So what we will do is take a look at the draft board, not the draft board. Take a look at the mock drafts. So projected in this draft, Xavier McDaniel, Wayman Tisdale, Patrick Ewing, Charles Oakley, Rapist. That's what I think whenever I see Karl Malone's name. I don't know about you. Detlef Schrempf, Manute Bol is in this draft. Chris Mullen. There's some decent players, for sure. Joe Dumars. Not quite a Michael Jordan, obviously, but there's some pretty damn good players in this draft. So definitely one worth focusing on. To look at chat's Cavaliers. At point guard, John Bagley. Hakan Ozat was auto-signed, as was Foots Walker to fill out the roster. Shooting guard, Mike Woodson, who you acquired in a trade last year. Norm Rodman, who you just signed. And Steve Coulter. Sid, hello, my friend. How are you? Doing pretty good. Yourself? At forward, Roy Hinson, Paul Thompson, and Aaron Gilliard. Power forward, Cliff Robinson with Lonnie Shelton and Ben Paquette. And the center, Jeff Cook with Simon Ferguson. Let me know what you think in terms of the trade block. Because again, just because you put someone on the trade block doesn't mean you have to actually get rid of them. Do you want to go off of the highest potential? Do you want to go off of the highest overall? What do you guys think? Is there anybody that you want on your untouchable list? Let me know. And then for the Bulls, Ennis Watley, Johnny High, and Radoslav Dragic. Let's see. Andrew Toney, Quentin Daly, Mitch Wiggins. Looking decent at forward. You take Malone. I don't want him. Orlando Woolridge, Rod Higgins. Dude, my team's going to make the playoffs again unless I get a bunch of crazy trades. Sidney Green, Otis Thorpe. Otis only has a C+ potential. That's a bit rough. And then Jawan Oldham and Tim McCormick. Okay. Only thing I have to do before we, again, can get into simming another season is just adjusting my bench back to 9 players for the regular season as we do. Watley, Toney, Woolridge, Green, and Oldham. Okay. And then for Chat's Cavaliers, Bagley, Woodson, Hinson, Robinson, and Cook. Cavs aren't even that bad. Niles, we're still in the first era. Season 2 of the Magic Birds. So 84-85. We play Rodman lots. No. That comes down to some coach settings. So in terms of untouchables, let me know if you disagree about having the first round picks on the block or on the untouchable list, obviously not on the block. Let me know if you disagree about any of this. Just to say, hey, we're going to hoard our picks. Let me know if you disagree. Of course, you have Kansas City's first round pick this year as well, which is nice, although you still don't have your own, and you won't have your own until 87. Now, I saw overall being mentioned. So let me know if there's any disagreement. Take the 88 off. I can do that. Switch to the 89. Any disagreement about, hey, let's just see what the top offers are for our top players? Let me know. Let me know. And then for myself here, I definitely, holy, second round this year. Jesus. I currently have 3 picks for the 87 draft and 2 picks for the 88. Let's go. Definitely don't want to get rid of any first anytime soon. I'm honestly going to take the same approach. My highest rated dudes, I am good to put them. I cannot trade Andrew Toney until the midway point of the season. But that is okay. There we go. Actually, if I take out Wiggins, would I notice Thorpe? Yeah, I think we're both going to be taking a pretty similar approach to how we're setting up these particular teams. I also forgot to look at how free agency played out, and I apologize for that. It'll take us a little bit to get back into the rhythm of this. I mean, especially in these early seasons when both of us are taking the approach of, hey, let's tear down the team. So, yeah. For the record, preseason power rankings has the Bulls at number 13 in the league and has you guys third from the bottom at 21st. Only ahead of New Jersey and Phoenix, who I acquired a future first-round pick from. So I'm pretty happy about that. But let's see how this pans out. Blocks are set up, ready to go. We'll see. We'll see. As the Cavs Cavs immediately get an offer that you're probably going to take. You're already big Kings fans this year. Now, I know it's for the Celtics first, and it's probably a late pick because of that. But it's the Celtics first, and 22-year-old Ricardo Esparza, 69 overall, B- potential, for 23-year-old Roy Hinson, who's a 78, but with A potential. Is it worth risking Hinson, knowing that Celtics pick is probably bottom 4? So far, the answer appears to be no. All right. Hinson stays for now. Fair enough. Another trade offer for you guys. This one would be sending Mike Woodson. Yeah. Be sending Mike Woodson to Golden State, along with a second-round pick that already belongs to Golden State, or at least is Golden State's, for Lester Connor and Golden State's first-round pick in 87 that is top 10 protected. Woodson is 26, B potential at a 79 overall. Connor is 25, 75 overall, C+ potential, so he's kind of capped out already. Is it worth getting Golden State's first rounder, either an 87 or 88? Or do you want to try to find a different deal for Woodson? What do you think? And Woodson's not bad. So far, it looks like it's yes. If there's enough no votes, we'll throw it to a vote. The 88 draft's a little bit shaky, but it doesn't mean that you also won't move the pick in a future deal, right? So this will go to a vote. What do you guys think? Is this the deal to flip Mike Woodson? Take that future first rounder, get a player back in Lester Connor, who you might also be able to flip. Or do you move on? That is the question. 88 draft, Rick Smith, Danny Manning, Hershey Hawkins. The year of the big men. All right, now it's a yes vote. Got about 20 seconds left. About 20 seconds left. Going once on yes. Going twice. Done deal. Mike Woodson and a second rounder in 86 to Golden State for Lester Connor, and a top 10 protected first rounder in 87 from the Warriors. Could easily end up being an unprotected 88 pick, but that is a done deal. Another first round pick acquired for chat. And another opportunity at a first round pick for chat. Now, this one does involve the Celtics. However, it's John Bagley, 24 years old, 77 overall, B+ potential, so he can get a little bit better. But you'd get Quinn Buckner, a veteran point guard, back in the deal that you might be able to flip. And it's a top 3 protected pick in the 87 draft from Boston. If the Celtics somehow end up being bad enough that they keep that pick, then that means that 88 pick's looking pretty good. So, I mean, Bagley, at best, will end up with 2.5-star value, if that. What do you think? You turn down the trade for the other Celtics pick. Contract on Buckner, 3 years left. Makes $30K more a year than Bagley. So not a brutal contract by the times. Only seeing, okay, well, we might have to throw this one to a vote as well. Why not? You know, I always forget about the setting of allow additional votes. Why not? 100 channel points per vote. Let's let people go nuts. What do you guys think? Again, if the poll doesn't pop up for you, you might have to refresh the stream. But what do you think? You take the deal. John Bagley to Boston for Quinn Buckner. Thankfully, get a Buckner out of Boston. And you'd get a future Celtics first rounder, probably in 87, but it could be an unprotected in 88. If a disaster were to happen to the Celtics in the back half of the decade. Just because it's the first doesn't mean we have to take it. It's true. That's true. Well, it's looking like a landslide then, isn't it? It's looking like it. Yep. Done deal. John Bagley off to Boston. Another first-round pick acquired by Chat's Cavaliers. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Another trade for the Cavaliers. This one is center Jeff Cook. The 28-year-old, only a 73 overall. You'd get a second-round pick from the Knicks and a throwaway center, Ricky Roby. So basically, the reason to do this is to make your team worse now. You know, the Knicks get an upgrade on Roby in the form of Jeff Cook. They only give you a second rounder to do it. That is true that Roby's contract is pretty bad. That is true. And it is only a second round pick. That Roby contract's actually fucking awful. So, all right, that is a decline trade from Chat's side of things. Cavs get another offer. No picks in this one. Lonnie Shelton, 29-year-old power forward, 76 overall, not going to get any better. Ben Paquette, 29 years old, not going to get any better. For 26-year-old Sly Williams, might get a tiny bit better, but not by much. And Charles Jones, who's not going to get any better. This would just be taking on salary. I don't even think we need to throw that to a vote. There's no reason to take that. You'd actually be taking on salary. If it was dropping salary, it would make sense, but the Bulls finally get a trade offer, and it's not really one that I wanted. Ennis Watley in a second for James Donaldson in a second. So basically Watley for Donaldson. I mean, Donaldson's a hell of a big man. But I don't want to take on the salary, so I'm going to say no to that deal myself. That was my first freaking offer of the year. There's another one. I'm not getting any of the fun offers, unfortunately. Rod Higgins, Phil Hubbard. Yeah, I'm not doing that one either. I might have to move around my trade block a little bit here. And for Chat, you now have a couple of spots open on the block where you could just add like Connor and Buckner. Try to flip them, right? For myself, I'm a little bit surprised. Are we in December? We are. I think I'm now allowed to put... Nope, 23rd. I'm 3 days away. Son of a bitch. 3 days away from being able to do the deal that I want to do. So let me sim those 3 days and change up the block a little bit. Get Wiggins out of there. Now put Tony on the block. And we'll see if my strategy pays off. Don't know if it will. We'll see. 1-for-1 trade for you guys. Why the hell would you take this? Wallace Braun any good?
I'm just trying to walk through this fucking...
A hell of a name, by the way. Thank you for the follow. B- potential 71 overall at 20 for Connor, who just is what he is. I mean, technically a younger player that might turn into something, maybe. But that's I mean, if like Connor was on a big contract, but he's not. Guys are looking good in the tankathon here, though. Another trade offer for the Cavs. 23-year-old Paul Thompson, who might get a little bit better, but not by much. And veteran Foots Walker for Jim Spanarkel. Fucking Jim Spanarkel. and Campy Russell. That is just a terrible trade offer. It's, hey, give us Paul Thompson for nothing. I won't even ask if you guys want to throw that to a vote. That is just a terrible offer. Well, do you want Drew? Because you got another offer for him. Roy Hinson for Larry Drew. I mean, Larry's 26 and an 82. Hinson's 23 and an A. You save a hell of a lot of salary. No reason to do that at all. They desperately want to trade Larry Drew to you guys. It's crazy. Boy, both of our teams are just getting really weird offers now. Again, Lester Connor, 25. He's about as good as he's going to get. Alton Lister. I mean, Alton Lister's the better player. There's no denying that. There's a swap of second-round picks. This could be worth the risk for you guys, and we will throw it to a vote. Here's the benefit. The benefit is you get a better player in Alton Lister to potentially flip. The downside is Alton Lister makes you better. We'll throw it to a vote. We'll throw it to a vote and see what you guys think. There's, again, as mentioned, a positive and a negative to this deal. Also, Lister has one less year on his deal. So, we'll see what you guys think. We'll see. What do you guys think? Or what does, like, 3 individuals think? Depending on who's spending those extra points. All right, pretty straightforward. Barring a drastic change. Yeah, we're good. Done deal. Alton Lister off to Cleveland. Decent deal for you guys, and that makes room for Lister to immediately go on the block as well. So, honestly, I'm going to do this with my side of things as well. Just completely take off the untouchables in terms of picks. And just see if that changes the offers that either side's getting. Well, chat, there's your chance to flip Alton Lister. Alton Lister in a second for Larry Drew. Kansas City wasted no time. KC wasted no time. The problem is he makes a hell of a lot more money than Lister. A hell of a lot more. And apparently has the same value. Anybody want to put up an argument that no, you should go for him? Anybody at all? All right. Larry Drew will still not be coming to Cleveland. We already got one Drew. His name is Carey. Interesting offer for you guys. Cliff Robinson, the 24-year-old, B-plus potential, and 82 overall, for Sam Perkins, 23 being a 76, and Philadelphia's first-round pick in 87, although it is top 10 protected, meaning it could end up being an 88 first-rounder. Do you flip Cliff Robinson for Sam Perkins and a future first? Perkins was indeed the 7th overall pick in this last draft. And 23 being a 76, 24 B plus in an 82. But you get the first rounder from Philly, who of course lost in the finals last year. What do you think? We'll throw this one to a vote as well. Why not? That's a pretty big deal. Let's see what you guys think. It's a pretty big deal for you. What do you think? What do you think? Cliff Robinson for Sam Perkins and a future first. What do you think? See how close of a vote this one ends up being. We'll see, we'll see. There's an argument to both sides on this one. Now, could you get more for Cliff? Maybe. But you just don't know how some of these teams are going to fall off, right? Like, we know Philadelphia, like Dr. J is there, but he's already in his mid to early 30s, early to mid 30s. I guess mid to early 30s works out too, doesn't it? Well, whoever was voting on the yes side is going to push that ahead. They wanted it done. Cliff Robinson is off to Philadelphia for Sam Perkins and a future first in either 87 or 88. I don't know if I would have traded Cliff if I was you, but fair enough. You kind of have the choice from there to just put Sam Perkins on the board to at least see if you can get anything for him. You know, you might as well. My strategy of picking up Tony is not working out well. My team's one game under 500. It is the trade deadline. What do the standings look like? I don't think I'm, sixth. I don't think I can out-tank some of these other teams. Dude, the New York Knicks are 2-37. Well, if I was contemplating using the nuke, I am definitely not going to do it now. Definitely not going to do it now. Dude, they got Bill Cartwright on their team and Bernie King. And they're somehow at 2-37. That is nuts. For you guys, by the way, the biggest KC fans, they are currently in contention to be the worst team in the Western Conference. Time will tell. But I think we are able to quick and easily go through and, hey, finish up this season. I think we are. We both clearly have our sights set on future drafts. My strategy of trying to sign and trade didn't quite work, and now all of a sudden the Bulls are winning a hell of a lot of games, unfortunately. Will definitely be another playoff run in Chicago. Let's take a look at the contract extension deadline. For Chicago, I don't have anything to worry about, do I? You guys don't have anything to worry about either. Just, Roy Hinson got hurt for you guys. Actually, that'll help you in terms of tanking, but you don't have your own pick. Okay. Nothing to worry about this year. Nothing to worry about this year contract-wise. We're just going to be able to see how this plays out. Here for it. The Bulls have won 40 games. Definitely going to be playoff bound for the second year in a row. See if we can actually win a playoff game this year. Magic Johnson, back-to-back MVP awards to kick off this era. 23 points. I mean, he averaged a double-double and 8 rebounds, for God's sake. So, your Rookie of the Year, Dallas's Akeem Olajuwon. No surprise. He is always a monster in this era. Sixth Player of the Year, Seedale Threat. Hell of a name. Seedale. Look at him go. Your Defensive Player of the Year, Akeem Olajuwon as a rookie. Won't be the last time you see him win that award either. Most Improved, Clyde Drexler. And his tremendous hairline. Coach of the Year, Brad Nelson in Los Angeles. Executive of the Year, Jaden Woods in Boston. First team All-NBA is Magic, Isaiah, Larry Bird, Dominique Wilkins, and Moses Malone. Your all-rookie team, I mean, if people care about the defensive team, it was Moncrief, Drexler, McHale, Williams, and Olajuwon. The all-rookie team was Olajuwon, Barkley, Jordan, Stockton, and Jared Jenkins. That sets up the Bulls to be back in the playoffs as the 5 seed in the East. Detroit plays Atlanta, by the way. It's currently hidden by ye old webcam. Back in the playoffs again for Chicago. And again, you had Kansas City's pick. They are not in the playoffs. So some good news for chat. As let's actually take a look. Standings-wise. Fifth seed in the East. You guys finished second last in the Eastern Conference. Only the Knicks with just 8 wins happened to finish below you guys. Kansas City was the second worst team on tiebreaker in the West. So in the league, in theory, I don't remember what the format's going to be, but you're looking okay. They did miss out on the coin flip. That's true. But still, it's going to be a top 4 pick for you guys, courtesy of KC. Not bad. Compared to the draft pick situation you started with, that's really not that bad. For the record, although, of course, we, did change things around a little bit. Your top scorer this year was Roy Hinson at 14 points a game. Ben Paquette, Paul Thompson. I mean, it was really just kind of scoring by committee for the Cavs. Especially with a lot of the changes that happened this year with your roster. Did well on the boards, though. At least with who you had. And for the Bulls, it's Orlando Woolridge's team. Andrew Toney did pretty well here, too. I don't think my team's going to be able to win anything. Also, Quentin Daly ruptured his Achilles, so I'm definitely not going to be able to win anything. My depth's going to be a bit too weak, but I'm having a hell of a time trying to tear down this team. Having a hell of a time trying to tear down this team. Damn it. Damn it, damn it. Well, at the very least, again, we'll see what happens in the playoffs. We do sim the first 2 series outright. Sixers legend, Andrew Toney. Some would say. So it's Watley, Toney, Woolridge, Sidney Green, and Jawan Oldham. Oh, God. Whew. That's a team right there. That's a team right there. Oh, man. What were Rodman's stats? Probably not great. I don't even think he played that much for you guys. Shit, we went to playoff stats, didn't we? Yeah. Yeah, 9 points a game, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. He wasn't that bad. He didn't play a ton. It's actually not true. He started 52 games. He was okay. He was okay. That's not bad at all. I'm going to get pooped on by Philadelphia. Again, they made it to the championship last year. They have Moses Malone, Dr. J, Maurice Cheeks. Like, I'm dead in the water. And you guys traded them Cliff Robinson. So I'm dead in the water here. Game number 1 goes to Philadelphia. Again, we simulate this way up until we get to the later rounds just for the sake of time, especially when we have 2 teams in the playoffs, which right now we currently don't. Lucky for you guys, because all it serves to do here is to get fucking dunked on. Literally by Dr. J. Philadelphia up 2-0. And the Chicago Bulls have been swept in the first round for the 2nd year in a row. Fuck. The Boston Celtics are upset in round 1 by New Jersey. You got Detroit, Washington, Los Angeles, San Antonio, Dallas, and Phoenix. Wow. Well, at least I didn't suffer the biggest embarrassment of the opening round. The Celtics choke against the Nets. Your final 4, LA and Dallas, Washington and Philly. Washington, by the way, with a rookie Michael Jordan. Olajuwon versus Jordan. The 2 rookies lead their teams to the finals. Olajuwon versus Jordan in the first year. That's insane. That is insane. I mean, that's per 36 minutes. Wait a minute. Okay, so yeah, Olajuwon's averaging 16 points, 9 rebounds, 2.5 blocks. Meanwhile, on the bullets here, Jordan averaging 26 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and nearly a block. Damn. Michael Jordan leading Jeff Rulin's mustache to a final. Let's find out. Game 1 to the Mavs. Game 2 to the Mavs. Washington not done yet. Washington's tied it. The Mavericks 1 win away. It's going to Game 7. That's nuts. That is nuts. I kind of want to know. I kind of want to know who's going to win this bad boy. We got to simcast this since we have the option to. Is it going to be Olajuwon's Mavericks or Jordan's Bullets? And I think we have the answer. Oh, man, it's close, but it is down to 21 seconds. Let's find out if there's a miracle late here. Why not? Why not? Will there be... Oh, that's right, the scoreboard's over there. Will there be a late miracle? Give us broadcast cam. Thank you. Yes, and then choose sides. We will go to the middle. Will there be a late miracle? Mavericks have the ball. Bullets not fouling.
Outside, Davis.
I guess Washington's given up on winning. Was fouling not a thing in 85? Well, the Dallas Mavericks are going to win the NBA title. Olajuwon goes to the line. Hey, look, intentional fouls weren't a thing in 1985, okay? We barely knew how to tie our shoes. And I say that as someone who was born 9 years later. We didn't even know how to tie our shoes back then. All we knew how to do was strap an onion to our belts, and NBA AI still freezes in situations like this. Oh, it's bad. I complain about NHL's. NBA's AI might actually be worse. I don't know how, but it might be. It might be.
And he ends up making the second, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Washington.
Well, MJ, I have a hunch you'll be back. I have a hunch.
What do you think, guys?
Really good coaching opportunity.
Shout out to the all-rookie battle, though. The finals, you know?
Yep, this one's well out of reach.
I got nervous with us watching. Rough way for it to end for the Washington Bullets.
So the Dallas Mavericks are the NBA champions.
They sure are. Is the cutscene still going to be weird?
The champion on the road is something else. To win,
It is, because the Bullets are celebrating. They think that they've won. The Bullets don't know that the Mavericks actually... Oh, 2K.
Yeah, it's a bittersweet
2K, no. You never tested this. I refuse to believe anybody in that dev studio tested this. The referees reversed the decision, but now it's Dallas who are celebrating again.
Celebrate in front of their home fans. That does not take.
Oh my God, dude. There is nothing more pathetic than people that play sports video games. We are such fucking idiots for buying these games year after year, aren't we? We are fucking fools. And even if we didn't buy it, you're watching somebody who did. We're fucking idiots. Olajuwon is your finals MVP. Oh my God. The Washington Bullets still can't believe that they are not NBA champions.